This video is sponsored by Aura. La Bamba. If you know anything about this film, it's that you've probably, like me, didn't see this film just once. You saw it a buttload of times, whether it be at school, more suitably Spanish class, on cable TV before streaming, or it just mysteriously playing in the background when you're not paying attention. This film has been playing throughout my life's background for so long. So much that I even got irritated at the thought of reviewing it, because I honestly don't even remember if it was that good. But upon rewatching it, I can say that. Why did this film have so much domestic abuse?
Son of a bitch! Shut your goddamn mouth! I got enough to worry about with Richie! Open the door!
You guys kept commenting to do La Bamba because Bob was such a sick ass food, but you know, replace sick ass food with domestic abuser? And I would agree with you. But for reals, is this film any good or as good as you remember? Oh, and there's another thing that I have to attribute to this film, and that is my fear of flying. And let's find out why. Hey, sorry for the quick interruption. I just wanted to let you guys know that this video keeps getting falsely copyright claimed by Sony Studios. This is like a $500 loss on me, so I'm trying to do everything to make sure this video doesn't get monetized, so like that they don't get the money. So if I say some bad words like violence, domestic abuse, or rape, I'm sorry for being so blunt with it, but yeah, I'm hoping that they don't get the money. I'm not making light of the situation, but you know, instead of bleeping it, I'm just gonna let it play out whether it says rape, domestic abuse, or whatever. Alright, now back to the video. The film starts off with one of the most retro nostalgic intros of my childhood. And oh, I've heard of gorditos wearing shirts in pools, but I never heard of them wearing pants and shorts. Oh shit. This was all a nightmare slash flashback of Richie's best friend's death, who died after debris fell on him from a plane crash, and this is why Richie is scared of flying, with good reason, because this really happened. Anyways, Richie and his family are literally fruit pickers until his older brother Bob returns from La Pinta, and he's gonna bond and tease his brother, along with move their whole family out of that farmhouse slash village and into the town. And man, look at all that good fresh Mexican food. And there's also one more thing Bob's gonna do, and that is steal Richie's girl, or Rosa, or Rosie.
Did I horn in on something? Just forget it. Thought you changed.
And then he's also gonna steal her from her family. 3 months later, and the family is in a different town living a decent life. Rosie is basically their maid slash nanny now, and Bob is up to his old mysterious criminal ways.
Wanna buy a kilo?
At high school, Richie tries to get with this new girl. He somewhat semi-succeeds.
You're late.
Yeah.
After that, Richie heads over to a band trial with Carlos from Blood In, Blood Out. All the while, Bob returns from his trip sneaking over some of the devil's lettuce. Later, they're blazing it up and Rosie ain't having it. So, Bob starts acting like a unhappily married law enforcement police officer. It is implied here that he rapes her, or takes advantage, or sexually takes advantage of her. It's kind of vague. Sorry for being so blunt with it. I mean, I'm not getting any money out of it. So let me just make sure this video won't be monetized. It's alleged that he rapes her, homicide, sexual abuse, domestic abuse, murder, homicide. All right, yeah, sorry for being so, you know, blunt and rude with it, but back to the video. And this is all a major issue because
I'm pregnant.
so deadass Bob hits Rosie with a...
It's not my first. Or my last.
You son of a...
Richie returns to witness all of this, but Bob is just going off. Now Richie is playing at a garage party, and his family is there being supportive and all. Richie gets ganked out of the spotlight, since they don't let him play, but rather let Carlos take the spotlight with his whack-ass singing.
Don't you know I love you?
More nightmares ensue for Richie, but this all calms down when Bob comes down drunk, being kinda sus with Richie.
Man, you better keep your ass to the wall, because I'm so messed up, I'm gonna take you for Rosie.
Later, Richie decides to play at his dad's old favorite bar where he literally drank himself to death, and Richie's music is working its magic and everyone is dancing. The next morning, the whole family is all hyped about Richie's onstage success. This quickly turns into a fight at the table though.
Listen, punk, I don't need you.
Okay, stop it, both of you. Richie, don't be so hyped on.
Time passes and Richie's family's spreading the word about Richie's new local concerts, and it's a fat ass success since he's getting some of that Elvis riz. The show is going good, but Bob shows up drunk and ruins it, turning it into a brawl. So after this whole fiasco, the family grills Bob justifiably.
How could you do this to Richie?
To Richie? I did this to me, okay?
That's my Bob. Always thinking of others first.
Shut your goddamn mouth!
Hey, man, don't take it out on Rosie, okay?
More time passes and Richie gets a visit from a record label president, Bob Keane. Oh damn, look at that head. He's also part of a New Jersey crime family. Now Richie is at Bob Keane's studio signing papers and contracts to get those big old checks and get that feria. But he's unable to since his social security number was stolen, and so did every American recently. Luckily for you, this video is sponsored by Aura. Look, if you've got debit cards, credit cards, a car loan, or just work a job paycheck to paycheck, then you surely have a social security number. And guess what? Everyone's social security number just got hacked.
Finders keepers.
Literally everyone in the USA, leaving all of you vulnerable to someone trying to buy a house with your social security number. Trust me, the horror stories are already coming out about those real life events. Aura scans, monitors, and alerts you if any of your private, personal, or financial information has been hacked or is trying to be used for malicious intent. It even removes all of your online info. Not only that, but Aura also has data monitoring, transaction monitoring, VPN, antivirus, a password management, parental control, identity theft insurance, and so much more. All for the complete price of free for 14 days. If you click my special link or QR code and then afterwards still get it for my discounted price. Everyone's social security number in the United States just got leaked. Don't get hacked, get Aura today. And thank you Aura for sponsoring this video. At Bob Keane's basement studio, he's already trying to stir up the band and break them up.
What about my band?
Well, frankly, Richie, I can't use any of them. Is that a problem?
Yeah, they're my buddies. Thank you. Excuse me.
Well, wait, Richie. Wait a minute, man. Look, I understand about friendship, but I'm being honest here. Not everybody in this world gets a shot at the brass ring. You're gonna have to ask yourself what's more important, your friends or your music.
However, this partnership is getting Richie some success, and at the same time, Bob is also trying to be a successful cartoon artist, but he's still bitter about his life. Now Richie's got a big ass contract and he's gonna sign, and it's all going well with his new record. Bob Keane wants Richie to whitewash his name to appeal to a wider and a wider audience, so he does, and now his name is Richie Valens.
How's that grab you?
I don't like it.
Donna's dad is also forbidding Donna to see Richie because he's Mexican, and also some of the studio heads are trying to guess Richie Valens' ethnicity.
Valens, French, right?
How did you know?
Essay, come on, man.
Regardless, Richie's career is going good. Now Richie goes to Donna's house and confronts her and her family, and they almost break up.
You don't have time for me right now.
You want to break it off?
I don't know what I want anymore.
I'll see you around sometime.
Richie!
But he later writes her a song and wins her back, but Bob catches him singing and simping. So he literally takes him to Mexico to get some chon chon. But they don't end up in Mexico, they end up in Hong Kong. Wink wink.
It smells like fish, but it tastes like chicken.
Richie and Bob both get to the club with Bob wilding out, but Richie wants to learn more about the club's music. After that, Richie blacks out and wakes up in a shack in Mexico. Now they're dealing with this brujeria, witch doctor type of dude. But yeah, once the two get back home to the States, it turns out that Rosie had Bob's baby and the mom had to take her to the hospital since the boys were down in Hong Kong, Mexico. Wink wink.
What'd she say?
She likes your big...
No surprise, Richie's career is going well again and he's setting up tour dates, but Richie doesn't want to fly anywhere.
Fly? No, I'd rather drive.
Oh, Richie, please. It's a long drive.
I don't care. I never fly, man. I told you.
He compromises this because he has to go to Philly to play a huge ass concert. And while life is going good for Richie, life is going really bad for Bob. And he's a mess. Almost tearing down the door again. Bob keeps on getting jealous of Richie's success and seeing him on TV, so after that he goes home and tears down all his hentai collection. But Richie returns and picks up Donna. He's also buying his mom this nice ass new house, and now it's this big ass concert in New York, and Richie's playing with the big boys. This is where he busts out La Bamba, and the crowd goes nuts. Returning home, the family all throws Richie a surprise party and life is good, until Bob starts hating again.
What new dress?
The new dress, the one I asked you to buy her for Christmas.
Hey, you're the asshole with all the money. Why don't you buy it yourself?
Bob's all butthurt because their dad was not his real biological dad, and he's always felt neglected. In all honesty though, Bob kinda just does this to himself. This turns physical, and Richie's gotta open a can of putazos with a side of chinga tu madre. Well, that's their same mother, so never mind. The next day, it is more puppy love between Donna and Richie, and Richie has to pull over for some sloppy toppy on the road.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Just kidding. Now Richie is at an event with the other heavy hitters in the Midwest, and it's a snowstorm out there that has Richie feeling like shit, but the show must go on.
Just the headliners, baby. So you better get with it, man, or you're gonna get left out in the cold.
He spends some time on the phone and makes one final phone call with Bob. It's about forgiveness and family.
You sure you want me around? After all that happened, all the shit I said?
Hey, those were your real feelings, man. I mean, we're still brothers, aren't we?
I'm still here, and I'm still your brother.
After that, they're going on a private plane to North Dakota in the middle of a snowstorm. It all falls on a coin toss. Richie wins the coin toss and gets to go on the flight to North Dakota instead of riding the cold bus all the way there. So they're off. Back to the West Coast, and Bob is working on his car when he gets the breaking news.
4 persons, 3 identified as nationally famous rock and roll singers, died early today in a plane crash. Richie Valens, 17, of Los Angeles, California.
So does Donna, Bob Keane, and finally Richie's mom hears the saddening news.
Richie Valens is gone.
No, no, not my Richie. Bob, not my Richie.
Not gonna lie, this ending still hits me pretty hard. It's pretty sad. Even though I've watched this film like 20 times now. And yeah, this film ends with that sad ass guitar riff / yell. Overall, this film is still good. I'm not gonna lie, I honestly kind of didn't want to review it because I've seen it so many damn times, but it's been quite a while. So when I watched it, really paid attention, did all the notes on it, shit still smacks. Especially when compared to Selena 1997. I just reviewed that, go ahead and watch it if you want. But yeah, Selena was more just a concert with some story beats here and there, whereas La Bamba actually feels like a full complete story and telling of a man, a myth, a legend, Richie Valens. But yeah, you also get those iconic barrio quotes.
She likes your big...
Which does make it a barrio classic. 8 out of 10 orales.
Orale! You did it, carnalito!
Get drunk and you tell your brother you love him. Thank you so much, Toro, for sponsoring this video, and thank you to these sick-ass foos on Patreon for backing me up. Hopefully you guys don't ever have to cover my funeral cost like they did Richie. Later!